Hey guys, and welcome to Learning Plan 4. I've got to tell you, this is one of the most interesting learning plans so far. We're going to talk a lot about workplace politics, and I know we've all been a victim of it and experienced it. So, anyway, the overview of this learning plan is it's going to introduce our discussions of interpersonal aspects of organizational behavior, and is devoted to the foundational issues that shape workplace relationships. We're going to discuss the causes and consequences of political and self-interested interpersonal behavior, as well as the counterbalancing relational concepts of trust, fairness, and negotiation. So, for our learning activities, you guys are going to complete the turbulence tolerance test. This is self-assessment. You're going to read Chapter 8 in organizational behavior. You're going to review the Chapter 8 PowerPoint, and you're going to continue to construct a bibliography as you're researching the company you've selected for your research paper. You're going to watch the YouTube video on organizational politics, and you're going to participate in discussion 4, and that goes back to the turbulent tolerance test. So we'll have discussions on that. You're viewing the LP4 seminar. I'm going to complete the assessment, and I'll give you that assignment at the end, and then you're going to complete the LP4 quiz. And again, guys, I apologize for thinking there was 2 quizzes. It showed up in my grade book, and originally when I sent Christine an email, she had told me, yes, we had to take both of them, but thankfully you guys got it straightened out, and we're only taking one. So looking at the LP4 assignment, again, you're going to make additions to your final research paper. In this section, you're going to do recommendations. You're going to develop at least 5 recommendations on improvements related to organizational issues you discover in your research of the company. You're going to also include your reasoning for each recommendation. The reason should be at least 1 fully developed paragraph. So this section of the paper should be 2 to 4 pages long. Like I said, if you'll keep with the length, you should be fine at the end. Make sure you look at the organizational behavior final paper outline and review the LP4 assignment rubric. That's how it's going to be graded. So let's talk about the political pyramid. Organizations provide a power base for individuals. From a purely economic standpoint, organizations exist to create a surplus of income over cost by meeting needs in the marketplace. But organizations are also political structures which provide opportunities for people to develop careers and therefore provide platforms for the expression of individual interests and motives. The development of careers, particularly at high managerial and professional levels, depend on the accumulation of power as the vehicle for transforming individual interest into activities which influence other people. So a political pyramid exists when people compete for power in an economy of scarcity. So we know that there's only so many high-level leadership positions in a company, so think about it in those terms. And here, in other words, people cannot get the power they want just for asking. Instead, they have to enter into decisions on how to distribute authority in a particular formal organizational structure. Scarcity of power arises under 2 sets of conditions. Those conditions are where individuals gain power in absolute terms at someone else's expense. Where is a gain of comparatively, not literally, at someone else's expense, resulting in a relative shift in the distribution of power. And this was retrieved. Here's the website here. It's Harvard Business Review. There was a lot of good things in that article, but I just picked up these couple of things kind of to build us a foundation. So when we look at the effects on politics and organizations and employees, what is politics? Employees who do not, politics is when employees who do not believe in working hard depend on nasty politics to make their position secure at work. Employees play politics simply to come in the limelight and gain undue attention and appreciation from senior staff. Politics refers to irrational behavior of individuals at the workplace to obtain advantages which are beyond their control. Nobody has ever gained anything out of politics. Instead, it leads to a negative ambience at the workplace. And I know that we've all been victims of things like this. Untruths. I know in my organization, before I left and decided to run for office, it had gotten really, really bad to the point to where they literally set me up for a penalty. It was unbelievable, unethical, definitely playing politics in the world of politics, by the way, because I work for government. So it can have negative impacts on employees and the organization as a whole. It can also decrease overall productivity. Politics lowers the output of an individual and eventually affects the productivity of the organization. Common observation says that individuals who play politics at the workplace pay less attention to their work. And my philosophy has always been, if you've got enough to do, you shouldn't have the time to worry about what other people are doing or to concoct, schemes. They're also more interested in leg pulling and backbiting. They spend most of their time criticizing their fellow employees. And I know this happens a lot. And as a result of politics at the workplace, employees fail to achieve targets within the stipulated time frame. Work gets delayed in such an organization. And actually, guys, since I have left there because I'm going in as the new treasurer pretty soon, we have seen this. I mean, I have been in another department for a little while, so I'm seeing all the errors that are occurring, which are careless errors because they're spending more time worried about what this one's doing and pay raises and whether they're going to get fired or not. I mean, it is so disruptive that even the outside public's recognizing at this point. So it also affects concentrations. Individuals find it difficult to concentrate on their work. They are more interested in spoiling the other person's image in front of superiors. An individual involved in politics is bound to make more mistakes, like I just said, as his or her focus is somewhere else. And it spoils the ambience of the organization. It leads to a negative environment at the workplace. It spoils the relationship among individuals. And individual playing politics at the organization is disliked by all. And that is kind of what's happening in my future office right now. The ones that have played politics with the backbiting and the setups and the complete disruption of the organization, they're disrupting the other people. They're actually threatening the other people, and it's just not good. There's nothing good about it. So it also changes the attitude of employees. Politics changes the attitude of the employees, and in my case, even the attitudes with outside offices. Even the most serious employee lose interest in work and attend the office just for the sake of it. Internal politics does not allow employees to give their 100% at work, period. No matter how hard they work and how much work an employee puts in, it goes unnoticed in a politically driven organization. And, it's kind of funny because I just got a phone call about the different raises and the rewards for the ones who are doing that they've recently obtained, and they literally sit back there and do no work. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it right now, but I sure can later on. But, I mean, their hard work and dedication and trying to get things ready and keep things in order, have gone unnoticed. So, you've got the demotivation of employees. A non-performer can be the apple of the boss's eyes simply due to politics, thus demoting the performers. Discussions are essential at the workplace to extract the best out of each employee. Evaluating the pros and cons of an idea always helps in the long run, and employees playing politics always look for an opportunity to tarnish the image of fellow workers. Employees feel demotivated when they are not rewarded suitably, or someone who has not worked hard gets the benefits due to mere politics. It increases stress, and I can tell you this, even outside of this organization, it increases my stress level. And it's rightly said that problems evaporate if discussed. Individuals find it difficult to confide in any of their fellow workers due to the fear of secrets getting leaked. Politics increases the stress level of employees. Individuals are not machines who can work continuously for 8 or 9 hours without talking to others. It is important to have friends at the workplace who help you when needed. And, the biggest kicker with that, guys, is individuals fail to trust each other. And, I say this often, we spend more time with our coworkers than we do our own family. So good relationships and trust is really important. Employees indulge in politics, manipulate information, and it's never passed on in its desired form. Superiors get a wrong picture of what is actually happening in the organization. A wrong person walks away with the credit in an organization where employees are indulged in politics. And, that is true because, I've been working in the finance department for a little while. When the mistakes are made, it's not passed on to the actual person in charge now. He actually has no idea what's going on because they'll tell him one thing whenever the finance department knows different. So that is true, and I have been a victim of that here, and hopefully I'll be able to go in and use my change management skills and expertise to fix it. And here's the website I retrieved this information from, guys. That's a really good website as well. So if you go in and actually Google workplace politics, you can find some really good articles. So the seminar assessment this time is going to be really simple. I just want you to write an assessment with an example in your organization that you feel is an example of workplace politics. Whether it's something similar to mine or whether it's what we call the brown nosers. I know you guys know what that is, but anyway, guys, keep up the good work. You're doing well. Make sure you get your assignments on time. I'm here if you need me. Send me an email or just call my phone. And thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.